Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into what is arguably one of the most fascinating skills of our time. Imagine having the absolute smartest assistant in the world sitting right next to you, ready to do almost anything. Sounds great, right? Well, there's a catch. They take every single thing you say completely literally. And that, in a nutshell, is generative AI. We're going to explore why prompt engineering is this critical, rapidly evolving skill you absolutely need to get professional, reliable results from AI as we head into 2026 and beyond.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll be covering 1. The AI communication gap. 2. Anatomy of a good prompt. 3. Advanced prompting techniques. 4. Prompting for AI systems. 5. Mistakes and best practices. And finally, 6. Prompt engineering in 2026. Starting things off with Section 1, the AI communication gap, and exactly why we sometimes get bad answers. We have all been there, right? You ask a chatbot a seemingly simple question, and you get back this useless, gigantic wall of text. The difference between a vague prompt like, "Tell me about AI," which literally forces the model to guess what you want, and a highly specific instruction like, "Explain generative AI to a B.Tech student in simple English within 150 words and give 3 real-world examples," is night and day. That massive difference in output quality, it actually has nothing to do with the AI model itself. It comes entirely down to how specifically you communicate your audience, your desired length, and your format. Simply put, more clarity equals much, much better control. So what is prompt engineering, really? It's the practice of designing clear instructions that guide a generative AI model toward a specific, accurate, and relevant result. You really have to treat generative AI like a brilliant but incredibly literal-minded intern who desperately needs clear boundaries. By reducing that ambiguity, you stop the AI from just guessing, and you start creating workflows that are actually repeatable and reliable for a business. Moving right along to Section 2, Anatomy of a Good Prompt, where we'll look at building better instructions.
Now, what's really interesting here is how we break a prompt down into 6 common building blocks: role, task, context, constraints, output format, and examples. Sure, a simple everyday task might only need a basic instruction, just the task. But complex professional tasks, they require layering these elements. Say you want a beginner-friendly blog outline. You tell the AI to take on the role of an SEO specialist. Specify that the context is a beginner audience, set a constraint to keep it under 500 words, and ask for it in a table format. You're basically giving the AI a precise mold to pour its knowledge into. All right, Section 3, Advanced Prompting Techniques. This is where we go way beyond the basics. This is a look at the real professional toolkit. You've got zero shot for simple tasks where you don't provide any examples. But then there's few shot prompting, which is fantastic. This is where you actually show the AI 2 or 3 examples of a specific style, like maybe a past product description, before you ask it to write a new one. It practically guarantees the style is going to perfectly match your brand. And we can't forget multimodal prompting. Modern AI doesn't just read text anymore. You can combine your written instructions with image, audio, or video processing. It's a total game changer for visual analysis and complex document work. Next up is Section 4, Prompting for AI Systems, specifically looking at RAG and agents. We're shifting gears a bit here to focus on enterprise systems. A perfect example of this is RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation. Think of it kind of like giving the AI an open book test. A user asks a query, the system retrieves relevant external info, adds it in as context, and then the AI generates a response. But here is the absolutely crucial part. While that retrieval step finds the external documents, it's your prompt that actually forces the AI to only use that retrieved context. The prompt is what tells the AI, hey, do not make things up. Just use the information I just handed you. That's what makes the system reliable. Another massive leap in enterprise AI is structured outputs. Usually, standard prompting just gives us nice, readable paragraphs of text. But software can't easily read paragraphs. That's where structured outputs come in. You ask the AI to extract specific data, say a customer's name, their company, and email, into a structured JSON format. JSON is basically a universal language that other software can instantly read. This is absolutely critical. If you ever want to connect AI to databases, spreadsheets, or any kind of automation workflow, you have to prompt for structured outputs. And then there are AI agents. Agents can actually autonomously plan tasks and use tools on their own. And because they act independently, their prompts have to be incredibly robust.
Agent prompts need a super strict objective, a clear list of available tools, rules to follow, and very firm limits. Imagine an AI scheduling agent. You have to design that prompt with strict decision boundaries, giving it permission to check available meeting times for sure, but maybe requiring human confirmation before it actually sends an invite to a really important client.
Which brings us nicely to Section 5, Mistakes and Best Practices, where we talk about establishing guardrails. So with all this autonomy, things can obviously go wrong pretty quickly. And this brilliantly illustrates a really crucial difference. Prompt engineering focuses entirely on instructions, telling the model what it should do. But context engineering focuses on managing information, what the model needs to know. Listen, you can write the absolute perfect instruction, but if you don't engineer the context, meaning you aren't managing its conversation history, the retrieved documents, and the overall application state, the AI is still going to fail. The two just have to work together.
We also absolutely have to talk about security. There's something called prompt injection, which is when malicious or misleading content attempts to override your original instructions. If your AI system is out there processing external websites or reading user-generated content, someone could theoretically hide a command in that text that tells your AI to completely ignore its original rules and do something harmful instead. It's essentially a cyber attack through conversation. That's why any real-world AI application desperately needs human oversight and very strict security controls.
Finally, Section 6, Prompt Engineering in 2026 and its ongoing evolution.
So you might be wondering, where exactly is all of this headed? Is prompt engineering even still going to be relevant in 2026? There's definitely a common misconception out there that soon AI will just be able to read our minds and know exactly what we want without us even trying. But is that actually the reality?
The answer is an absolute, emphatic yes. Prompt engineering is not disappearing anytime soon. Actually, its role is just changing. It's no longer just about finding that one magical sentence for a chatbot. To be a truly valuable professional moving forward, you're going to have to combine traditional prompting with context engineering, RAG, structured outputs, tool use, and real-world application design. You really need to understand how to evaluate results and connect AI directly with your actual business workflows. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this really memorable rule of 3 from the source material. If you're building your AI skills right now, don't get overwhelmed by all the complex techniques right away. Just start here. Give a clear task, provide relevant context, define the expected output. Mastering those fundamentals is the absolute key to truly controlling and communicating with the AI systems of the future. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Are you ready to stop just chatting with AI and start truly directing it? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.